All right, everyone. Welcome to another Down on the Island presentation of Down Once More, where I give you my instant reactions to the night's episode of Love Island USA. We're in season 8. We had episode 19 tonight. The second, technically the third Casa Day an episode, but we had basically the first night, Sunday, peak television. I think it will go down as one of the best Love Island Casa twists, or just Love Island twists in general. That was peak drama. One of my favorite episodes of Love Island that I have ever seen. At the end, how everything played out. And I'm someone who started on the UK Love Island, which I still think none of the USA seasons have cleared seasons 2 through 5 of Love Island UK, the original Love Island. But the past couple ones when Peacock's been taking it over have been better since like season 5, 6. And this season has been a snore. The Sunday's episode was one of the lone bright spots. Then last night's episode was a disappointment. I feel bad for everyone that paid like $20 to go see that and watch that in theaters. That episode was a dud, in my opinion. Tonight's episode, we're getting a little bit better. We had a challenge. You have that rivalry with Casa and Villa going head to head. I loved the new twist that they did where it was explicitly the couples going against each other and there was the meter that was raising. Do I think the meter was completely arbitrary and conveniently the Casa and Villa each won 3 challenges so that they had to do a tie, which was basically everyone have a fucking orgy in the middle? Absolutely. But I like that added like jab that's thrown in there of you're competing directly against who you're coupled up with. I liked then they've done it before, but it reveals the name of who they were with that won that round. So then it starts eating at people in the back of their head. And usually you'll see that's when people start kind of missing their couple a little bit more and start questioning. Like we saw Zach. Zach was spiraling big time this episode. I think he is missing Kada. I think he has a very like kind of immature attachment style where he gets jealous, he pushes her away, he makes it about him, does the poor me thing. So I haven't been impressed with Zach lately. And so, yeah, he's still connected to Kada and he's got that jealousy that I think is eating at him a little bit more than just I'm here in Casa. It was then like not that he's not feeling his connection, which is probably good because come Thursday, his connection's not going to be there anymore. I almost 99.9% guarantee you Alana is getting dumped before Thursday's episode. They minimized her screen time this episode. It looked like she was blurred out in one of the first look previews. We didn't see like any chats with her and Zach. We just saw Zach saying he wasn't really feeling it and he was feeling Kada more. And then we did see them interact during the challenge, which the challenge is no one gave a fuck about what was showing. In the villa, the girls are taking off the guy's pants. Everyone's ass cheeks are out, all up in the air. Kenzie and Dylan must have gone fucking all in. They couldn't even show what they were nibbling on when she just put her ass right in his face. So there was nibbling on ass cheeks. They were sucking toes. My big takeaway from this episode is Trinity and Bryce. Last episode, we got Bryce last night kind of pining for Trinity and all sad and mopey and missing her. This episode, last night ended with it being cut between Bryce just really missing her and feeling like he doesn't have a connection with anyone except her and wishes he was with her. And cut with Trinity being in the photo booth, making out with Corey a little bit. And then tonight's episode, she was feeling guilty telling the other girls, and then she's crying about her connection with Bryce, and it brought in the very real thing that they have to deal with is some colorism and racism and her just feeling like that other level of insecurity because when you're dating or seeing someone that is a different race than you and how that is perceived and just that added layer of fear of rejection of them leaving you to go with someone that's more their usual type or of the same race as them. And so that was a very like kind of nuanced conversation that I felt like was handled well and brought that to light. And they are making a solid case for being the best couple right now. And I don't think it's particularly close. And I also feel like they are being genuine. And that's the biggest thing. It doesn't feel like it's just a play or like they're playing a game or focusing on the story as much like Melanie and Sincere were. I personally, I think Sincere is going to go back solo. I do not think he's going to bring Amora with him. Melanie will see with Corey, but I think at the end of the day, she's just going to go back to Sincere like she did before. And so we'll see what happens there. I do think they just have a connection, as toxic as it may be, for each other. And that's what's going to be the strongest. And like 3 days getting to know someone else isn't going to shake that up. They're going to do their exploring and then they'll come together. It'll strengthen their story. Now they've both fully explored. Corbin, his conversation with Parmita at the beginning is the most animated I feel like I have seen Corbin this season, the most personality we have gotten out of him. There's the constant joke online is about Corbin GPT or him being AI, him being a robot. It's being made in the villa. Bryce and Zach both made comments about it. And I felt like this episode, we saw him in his chats with Parmita. He was more playful, joking around, seemed more animated, smiley. I like him with Parmita better, and Kenzie and Dylan is pretty much a guaranteed thing. Kenzie's fucking over Corbin, so that'll probably go. I do feel bad for Caleb. He has now lost out 2 times to Corbin in the battle of the girls with Kenzie and now Parmita, but I think him and Jaden seem to be vibing, and I think they'll hit it off and stay together, because Jen and Gall are just lockstep. Gall, not attractive to me. I guess I don't know. I'm just gonna go down a whole rabbit hole there. I'm not gonna start saying which guys are attractive to me or not, because I'm definitely not gonna do that for women, because that's superficial and shallow, and I'm not gonna be judgy like that. But Casey when he talked to Tiara about going to sleep with Sydney that night, it was still like his awkward, like laughing, kind of like invalidating her feelings. Now, do I think she was being extreme and more than the stuff he was complaining about Anaya with? Absolutely. Like, she got emotional about it, which, hey, emotions, tensions are high. She's got a couple of days to try to lock someone down if she wants to secure a spot on the show and be able to stay in Fiji having fun. But Casey just like, bruh, I know, like, it's not that serious. You're tripping. And her being like, I know you're not trying to argue with me right now. And I didn't feel like he was necessarily arguing at that point, but I don't know. But then him going back the next day, he's like, no, TT is who I really vibe with. She's who I really want. I enjoy. I I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Um, a highlight from the challenge for me that I thought was quite entertaining was when Zach and Alana, their like ball that they were doing the challenge for was Kiss, and Bryce is just yelling at Zach to take his shirt off during it constantly. So not beating those allegations. And then of course Bryce got the sucking challenge and was sucking on toes. Trinity making the comments about having to go up against the toe sucker, and then her sucking Ronnie's toes and the face she made. And she at that she's like, I sucked a toe. It was great. I loved it. I thought it was entertaining. But I don't know. It was a decent episode. They ended it the same way they ended it last night, with the two couples having conversations and connections there, with Sincere and Amora chatting, and then Melanie and Corey chatting. So we'll see. Got a break tomorrow night. Go out, do something, have some fun. Put Love Island away from your mind. Do something, friends, family, party, enjoy life, or just go to bed early and chill. Appreciate all of you who are choosing to spend your time listening to these instant reactions. Those of you who have subscribed, who are leaving comments, likes, all that fun stuff. Appreciate you. If you haven't done that yet, do it. Go subscribe, hit the follow button, hit the bell to turn on notifications. These episodes drop at various times depending on when I get to finish watching the episode and record, edit, and put it out here. But hope you're enjoying it. Tune in regular podcast episodes, like spoiler alert, I talk about musicals, movies, TV, that sort of fun thing. It's not all Love Island all the time. So tomorrow's episode, Wednesday the 24th episode, is a review of the 2008 ABBA jukebox musical Mamma Mia with my friend Sage. Joined me on there. Saturday, do I do Saturday or do I Sunday? Now I don't know. It's Sundays. Sundays on short form content platforms, TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels. I do Matt's Coffee Corner, making a unique coffee drink, talking about some random bullshit, have some fun there. I'm doing House of the Dragon recaps on Sunday nights. So these next few weeks where there is both Love Island and House of the Dragon on Sunday may just kill me. I think I got to bed a little after 1:30 Sunday night. So I'm bounced back. Last night's review, instant reaction video, I looked half asleep during the entire episode. So apologies for that. But hopefully you all still enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on another Down on the Island presentation from Down Once More. And as I always say to close these out, except for half of the instant reaction ones, don't forget to go down once more.